Hi, some tips on successfully working with recruiters. Keep in mind that the recruiter is working for the paying client. However, that is not to say that the candidate's needs and wants are not important. What we need to take into consideration are some of the non-negotiables the customer has told us, the needs and the wants of the customers. Number two, you're allowed to say no. The candidate doesn't need to say yes to every time we call, but we need to know why it's a no. Simply not returning a voicemail or an email doesn't tell us anything other than the fact that you're not interested in the position. It's these little tidbits of information as to why it's a no that lets us fine-tune our skills in terms of finding you the appropriate position. Remember, recruiting is a selling job. We're constantly selling the candidate to the client, selling the job to the candidate. However, beware the recruiter that oversells the job, because you should never feel cajoled, pushed, or forced into taking an interview or a position. Be honest with us. Let us know exactly what's going on. Are you in other processes? Are you not interested in this position? And what are your non-negotiables for the position? Always ask the recruiter how they like to be, how to do follow-up with them. We have candidates that call and call and call, never leave a voicemail. Leave us a voicemail. Send us an email if that's the way that the recruiter wants to be followed up. But just simply calling and calling, do you have anything for me, do you have anything for me, is not the way to do it. Remember, job searching and finding that job is your responsibility. Come prepared. I recently had a candidate in an interview who could not answer for me what they were interested in, didn't have any specifics in terms of industry, job type. I mean, really didn't know what he was looking for. Come prepared with something. Tell me, what companies do you admire? What industries do you admire? Tell me the parts of the job that you love the most and the parts that you didn't like. What are your non-negotiables? Find a specific recruiter, or find a recruiter specialized in what you do or your industry. That way it becomes a much easier process. Find someone with whom you gel. Find a recruiter with whom you get along. And don't put all your eggs in one basket. So if you're pursuing one job opportunity or working with one recruiter, it's okay to work with more than one or be in more than one process. Just don't spread yourself too thin, and don't do the kinds of things that I see sometimes. You apply today for an inside sales job and tomorrow you apply for a vice president job. It's not likely that's the same person. So be specific in what you're looking for and ask them how they work. So what's the recruiter's process? How do they send in resumes? How do they select? Because you don't want to work with someone who's just going to send your resume off to an employer without your knowledge. Hope these tips help. I'm Dawn Williams from Serious Personnel. I can reach on LinkedIn and on Twitter. Happy selling.